Kate, let's talk about this first. This message said that the coronavirus, when it falls on metal surfaces, it will survive for up to 12 hours. What's the verdict on that?
So just quick a bit of background before we jump into these fact checks. This was a viral message that we saw shared widely online and in social media over the last week. We had some of our readers flagging it in Nigeria, Kenya, and in South Africa. And what started off as a screen-grabbed message that looked like a WhatsApp message has now been turned into a bit more sophisticated infographics. And like you said, the claim being that this is advice from Unicef. So that's what we set out to fact check, because we know at a time like this, we need to make sure that we have accurate information being shared, and we also need to make sure that authoritative institutions like Unicef are not tagged on to bad information to make it appear credible. Back to the claim that you just mentioned, that being a range of times that the message suggested the coronavirus could survive on different surfaces. The first one, which was metal, was that it could survive for 12 hours on the surface of metal. Unfortunately, at this stage, like lots of experts have been telling us, we just don't know enough about this virus. The claim is unproven, and until more research is done, we're not going to have an easy answer.
Yeah. So what about washing your hands with water and soap? We've heard the minister talk about this quite often to protect yourself. Is that correct?
So yeah, what we saw in this viral message was some good information and some information which was half true and in some cases unproven. But the advice to wash your hands, which was shared both in this message and has been shared by the Department of Health as well as the NICD, is to wash your hands, and that is good advice. We know that very simple soap can help combat the transmission of the virus if everyone engages in thorough hand washing, ensuring that we wash our hands long enough with good quality soap.
And then, of course, the claim that the virus stays on fabric for 9 hours or so. Is that correct or not?
So I think the overall objective of this message was to try and give some people an idea of when it would be safe or not to touch items, whether it's a metal surface or it's fabric. And unfortunately, again, this message and this claim is unproven. We don't know how long the virus can survive on surfaces like fabric. Although the World Health Organization has said that the latest outbreak of coronavirus, the most recent strain, appears to behave in a similar fashion to previous strains of the coronavirus. And they said that information on those previous strains suggests that it can survive outside of the human body on different surfaces for varying amount of times, and that could be from a couple of hours to several days. I think the important takeaway here is, although these claims are unproven, we don't have the research to back them up at the moment. We all need to be taking care, and that includes disinfecting surfaces, washing our hands, and not assuming that a surface is safe because people haven't been in contact with it for a number of hours.
All right, Kate Wilkinson from Africa Check, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.